Welcome back to Strength Talk. This week, we're diving into one of the most important and, let's be honest, sometimes the toughest skills in a leader's toolkit, giving honest, straightforward feedback.
Let's just kick things off with a really powerful truth. Putting off these difficult conversations, it isn't just a minor slip-up. It has huge, career-stalling consequences. When you let performance issues just sit there and fester, it can literally hold you back from promotions. And maybe even worse, it eats away at the trust you've worked so hard to build with your team.
And that leads us right into our first big idea, the high cost of silence. It's so easy to think that by not saying anything, we're just being passive. But the reality is, it's an active mistake. It's a choice that can seriously damage your team's culture and stop them from reaching their full potential.
So, why do we do it? We've all been there, right? You see a little problem, a small dip in someone's performance, and you think, it'll probably sort itself out. We put it off, we avoid that uncomfortable feeling, and we just hope for the best. But really, does that ever actually work? Nope. It almost always gets worse.
So, what's the solution? It's all about active management. Being a truly effective leader means stepping up and dealing with these things head-on. This isn't about being mean or overly critical. It's about being clear, taking ownership, and guiding your team back on course before a tiny little problem snowballs into a massive crisis.
Okay, so how do we actually go from avoiding the issue to taking action? Well, it all starts with a really important shift in how we think about it. We have to stop seeing feedback as some big, scary confrontation and start seeing it for what it is, a real opportunity for growth and development. This is what we call the coaching mindset.
The coaching methodology isn't just some corporate buzzword. It's a whole approach built on being super clear, totally honest, and incredibly constructive. The end goal here is to make sure every single person on your team knows exactly what's expected of them and feels like you've truly got their back while they work to get better.
And when you put these two mindsets side by side, the difference is it's night and day. That old school confrontation mindset, it's vague, it feels personal, and it just leaves people feeling attacked and demoralized. The coaching mindset, on the other hand, is the total opposite. It's specific, it's about behavior, and it's supportive. It's all about building people up, not tearing them down.
And let me be perfectly clear about this. This isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have skill. Making this shift to a coaching mindset is an absolutely essential piece of what we call management excellence. The best leaders out there, they don't just use this approach sometimes, they live and breathe it every single day.
Okay, that all sounds good in theory, right? But how do we actually put this into practice? Let's break it down into a super simple 3-step action plan. You can think of this as your Coach for Improvement anchor, a practical guide you can start using like today.
Our framework is built on 3 pillars. First, practicing specificity. Second, addressing non-performance directly. And third, modeling the kind of candid communication you want to see. So let's unpack what each of these really looks like in action.
Step 1 is all about getting specific. Vague feedback like, you need to step it up, is totally useless. It's not helpful. You have to focus on objective behavior, not personality. A brilliant tool for this is the Situation Behavior Impact Model, or SBI. You describe the specific situation, then the person's observable behavior, and finally the impact it had. So instead of "you're always late," you'd say, "At the last 3 team meetings, situation, you've arrived about 10 minutes after we started, behavior. The impact is that we have to stop and catch you up, which throws off our whole schedule." See how much clearer and less personal that is?
Okay, next up, step 2. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's time to take action. Don't let things slide until the next performance review. I want you to think right now. Identify just one instance of non-performance on your team from this week. And then I want you to commit to having that clear, honest, and constructive conversation about it.
And finally, we have step 3, which is all about leading by example. You set the tone for your entire team. So, in your very next meeting, I want you to make a conscious effort to promote candor. Ask for honest feedback. Create an environment where it's safe to disagree, and show everyone that open, productive conversation is what you value most.
All right, we've gone through the why and the how. Now, it's time to actually put this into action. This is your official challenge for the week.
So I want you to take a second and really think about this. What is the one specific behavior, and let me say that again, the behavior, not the person, that you absolutely need to address with a team member this week? Get that picture crystal clear in your head. That right there, that's your first coaching opportunity.
And hey, if you're ready to really master this and other leadership skills, you can always enroll in our Positive Psychology coaching course. It is designed specifically to help you turn these insights into powerful, lasting habits.
And look, if this breakdown sparked an idea for you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend or a colleague in your network. Let's help everyone grow together.
And you are definitely going to want to join us next week. We're going to build directly on these concepts as we dig into the principles of management excellence. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.
That's everything for this week's Explainer. Thanks so much for listening to Strength Talk.